It's great to know that what we develop here at ROLI is being used by very innovative musicians to create music which hasn't existed before, and it's fantastic to know that what you built ends up on the stage at Wembley or in a producer's studio making a new film score. I'm Angus Thompson. I'm the Senior Electronic Engineer here at ROLI. ROLI is a design-led music technology company focusing on our innovative human-computer interfaces between a musician and the musical instrument. The Seaboard, it's a very sort of human-like interface. It really makes the most of the very sort of the tactile nature of music. So the thing that we're going for is to expand the bandwidth of interaction between humans and computers, basically. And so it's a very sort of organic instrument to use, thanks to the silicon rubber surface and the very sensitive force sensing sensors we have in there. It's a very intuitive instrument to play. My role here is as the electronic engineer. What I do is take the specifications we get from the sort of product designers and from our sort of commercial team and turn that into physical circuit boards. The challenges we face generally involve with the mechanical design team. We have to be very careful that the electronics we design fits in perfectly into the chassis, because we're a very design-oriented company. So what we make looks beautiful, and we need to make sure that it fits together beautifully and works very reliably. Altium's great in that one of the key features that really sold it to us was the ability to generate a 3D version of the board digitally, so that we can then export that to our mechanical design team. They can import this model and actually make sure that there are zero interferences between the electronics and the rest of the chassis. So we can actually prove everything really accurately before any PCBs are made or any chassis are machined, and it allows us to really de-risk that side of the project. As we increase our numbers of designers within the company, it's getting more and more important that we have really good configuration control. So we use an SVN server now to make sure we keep track of all our design data, and Altium fits in very nicely with the SVN system. So we've got a good sort of config control system now, which we've implemented directly through Altium, which is great. The user interface makes it very easy to work with, very easy to find options. Having used a lot of other packages in the past, a lot of them seem to be based on sort of DOS programs from years back and that have just developed, whereas Altium is very modern, very useful sort of set of options available on the sort of toolbars. As well as that, there's a multitude, hundreds of options, more than I could even hope to use in any one time, and the user interface makes it very easy to find those options, and it feels like a very modern, well-designed program. One of the most tangible benefits for us is the ability to create these 3D models, very accurate 3D models of the PCB assembly, and be able to export that as an industry standard format, so that our mechanical design team can import that and check it very accurately with their chassis design, so that we know that when we produce this PCB and the chassis, they will fit together perfectly first time. The ability to jump onto the Altium website, where there are component libraries for thousands and thousands of parts from all sorts of manufacturers, and knowing that those have been checked and proven and come with a full set of data is really useful. If someone is looking at the option for PCB design software, I would very much recommend Altium, purely because it's a beautifully integrated piece of software and allows us to do, certainly for us, everything that we need to do, from schematic capture through to PCB layout, through to exporting the 3D file as a step file. It allows us to do that all in one place and in a with a very clean user interface. And Altium Designer makes sense for us because it pulls together all the elements we need in a piece of PCB design software, very capable schematic capture, PCB layout, and I know that it can handle basically anything we throw at it. All our designs are now in Altium Designer, and the benefits it's given us has really allowed us to de-risk our designs and know that what we design on computer is something we can definitely build.